Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Tyler.
How are you, Andy?
I'm all right, mate. I was had a busy morning today, but I'm good.
Oh, really?
Well, my my daughter started learning the guitar, so I had to go and watch her play in her new band. No,
Oh,
no,
amazing.
no sign of Simon Cowell there.
Oh,
But
that's a shame.
yeah, I thought you'd show up.
Yeah.
Help me retire, mate. Help me retire, Dan.
That's it.
Sign her
Is she
up.
like is she like a proper rock star now? Then
Oh yeah,
I can
she
just
had
I can just imagine like some really like big heavy metal music being played out now.
Yeah, the only downside is that there's 6 bands and we had to listen to all of them this morning. So
Oh no. So
no,
another, to put it politely, it was a racket.
yes, it was,
Yeah.
but it's all good, all good. How's everybody doing? Sammy, Chris, Mark. I can see Mitch and William. I don't know. I don't know if that's. I can only see. Where are those comments in, Dan? Are they on Facebook? Because I can see them on
So
StreamYard.
yeah, we've got some on StreamYard, and then we'll always have some more actually in Facebook, which I'll monitor as we go.
Oh, okay, fine.
Um,
YouTube,
so
I
yeah,
can.
we've got Kevin, Steve, Chris. Yeah, we've got a few people in there as well, which is nice.
Nice,
Hello,
nice.
everybody.
So we are. Everybody ready for Christmas? We're going to have to get
I
Santa had something at least on Monday, don't you think, mate, for the raffle?
What's that?
Are we committing to wearing Santa hats on Monday?
You told me you were coming as full
No,
Santa.
no, that's just something you made up, mate. Or if you're dreaming about me again, then please stop.
You said, Dan, I'm turning up in a full Santa's outfit, and I
Yeah,
said yes. Everybody
yeah.
would love
In your
that.
dreams, maybe
Yeah.
did
Okay.
that.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
do
fair
it.
point.
I'm not really comfortable with you dreaming about me every night.
Stop playing hard to get, Andy.
So, hi, Bill. How are you, mate?
Right.
Right.
So, everybody, for those that are new, for those that haven't joined us already, or even for those that haven't registered, we are basically holding these live events all the way up until the 22nd. So we've got today, we've got tomorrow, and then we've got the live raffle event on Monday, the 22nd of December at 12 o'clock. Basically, it's a chance for you guys to win a really, really awesome raffle prize. We do it every single year. It's basically a way for us to give back, and it's probably the biggest year that we're going to have for it. Literally thousands of pounds worth of prizes that we're going to be giving away completely for free. So make sure you join it. It can only be claimed live, but I'll send a link through on the chat now, which will be posted across YouTube, Facebook, and in our streaming software StreamYard as well. Make sure you click that. Make sure you register, because you can turn up for all the lives that you like. You can gather as many tickets as you like. If you're not there, your name gets drawn, you're not going to get the prize, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. Now that that's out of the way, we can actually focus on some trading for the day, Andy.
Absolutely. So it's yeah. I mean, we're coming up to the sort of tail end now of our trading before Christmas, but there's still enough opportunities, guys. I think people were asking that at the start of the week. You know, is there any? Is it going to kind of carry on being okay? But there's always opportunities. I think like you've just got to pick the days that you want to work and pick the days that you want to have off. But I thought I thought I'd just show them, Dan, because we looked at Eurodollar on Monday or Tuesday. So if you didn't watch that as live, you can go back to them. And I want to show you a couple of things that occurred based on the things that we discussed. And then if anybody has any requests or anything that they're looking at, more than happy to do that as well. Let me see. Let me do a quick screen share. Oops. Sure, we can just go full screen.
Yeah, you decided to skive off of the last session, Andy. That's where we covered GBP USD. So
I did, mate. I did. I had to get some physio done on my hand.
Yeah. Physio schmizio.
Physio schmizio. So if you guys recall, you may not recall, but we spoke about the euro dollar, and we specifically marked down 118. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but this was a fade zone and also a very key round number that we spoke about, because Dan really trades a lot of those round numbers. So and what ended up happening, so this was against the trend. You can see we marked it down as a sell zone. It went perfectly into that 118 and then dropped down perfectly down to 117. And if you recall, for those that did join us live, we then spoke about on the long side, that was just before I think that was on Wednesday. No, that was on Tuesday, I think. Tuesday, we spoke about the 117 area being a potential buy zone. You can see the market has reacted really nicely there. So if you didn't watch those, go back so you can understand the reasoning why we chose these levels. Okay, it's not just because they were round numbers. There was quite a lot going for them. But somebody actually, I think I was coaching somebody the other day, and we spoke about a few things about this in particular. And we spoke about, where you can place your stops and where you can place your targets. And I think if you can kind of see here what I did on this particular occasion, when I did it, I didn't change it because I wanted to keep exactly what we'd discussed. But here was an example of a different way of doing it, and it's something that I spoke about on the coaching call, which is you go with a tighter stop, a smaller target, and if you actually look and hover over this, you can see you get a reward to risk of 1.86. Now, this one is slightly bigger, 2.83. But when you go for a bigger target and a bigger stop, that can work. But there's two things that you need to bear in mind. Number one, it's going to take longer. And number two, the longer you're in a trade, the more risk there is. So if you compare like this setup here, which made a lot of sense because 117 was a strong area, this person here would be out of this trade right now. They would have already hit their target. And what they could be doing is say, right, okay, well, let's imagine it's 1% risk. We've made 1.86% on that trade, okay, give or take. Now that's banked. Now you could be looking at this trade and thinking, oh, hold on a minute. We are coming back now to this area again. So maybe I'm going to be looking to buy again. And now you could come up with another setup if it still makes sense. If it doesn't, that's fine. There's no pressure to take another trade because you're now already 1.86% up. You've made your money. So that's why overall my preference is to do these types of trades where I am out within 4 to 8 hours ideally. Does that make sense, everybody? So both can work, by the way. Both can absolutely work. But for those that are, let's say, in full-time employment, sometimes you've got to go for this type of setup, because the reality is like, if I got stopped out on this trade, I would be around to have a look and potentially take that trade again. So when you go with tight stops, if you're not around, the problem you have is then, you take the loss, then the market gives you another opportunity, but you're not there. And then suddenly the market's, gone where you thought, but you're out of that trade. Whereas this person here survives all of that noise and ends up hitting their target. But I think the most important thing is being consistent with what you do. But yeah, let me know if you've got any questions about these trades, and do go back to those live if you missed them.
Fantastic. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to myself. I mean, we've both been active in the markets. Me particularly across GBP, USD, Euro, USD. There seems to be quite a lot going on at the moment. I think a question that I get commonly asked, Andy, is like, how do you know what strategy to implement based on sort of the availability that you have? How do you know what's going to work and how do you know what's not going to work? Is it like a trial and error thing? Is it how would you go about it?
I'm just going to jump back in. So, like, trial and error is important, but you've got to have. I mean, you should have a bit of an idea of what type of personality you are. So I know for myself, like, I would say I can be patient, but I'm more fast-paced. I'm active. I want results. So if somebody said to me, look, that's my personality, I would say, well, you're going to have to go with setups that, where you're targeting something that's going to basically hit within the day, ideally. And then you give yourself a bit of a buffer. If it doesn't hit within the day, it could be within 2 days, but no more than that.
Yeah.
On the flip side, you might have somebody that's quite patient and maybe slower paced, speaks slower, thinks slightly slower, not in a rude way, but just is a bit more chilled in life. When you're like that, you could work off higher time frames, and maybe that suits you more. So then you've got your personality is one element. The other element is clearly the availability of time. So you've got to try and combine the two. Like, if you're, when do you have time? Like, how much time do you have, and when do you have time? So if it's like, I've got 1 hour a day, it's going to be at 5 a.m. between 5 and 6 a.m. You've got to think strategically. What am I going to do in that time that's going to help me identify a trading opportunity that makes sense that I can take? And you have to be very, very intentional. Like, I think you'll agree with me, Dan, like, the more time we have, the more time we waste. Like, I could probably be much more effective with my time, but because I know I've got time, I might just take my time when I'm looking in the morning, just ease myself in. Whereas if I had an hour and I'm like, right, I need to get to work, then you have to have a streamlined process. It's like zone in, and you go and find your trades.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with that. It's and a lot of the students will kind of see it in the mornings. I'm not really actively trading. I'm more so kind of prepping for it. Because like yourself, I think I'm very much more, faster paced, and I'm not the most patient person in the world. So I mainly utilize the New York session, really anything from like 1:30 onwards, to then look for a quick execution and really to kind of be in and out within the day a lot of the time. But again, like, I think there's so many different ways you can go about it in terms of the types of strategy that you use, and anything can work. What matters is consistently implementing it. I'll tell you one thing. Loads of people come to us and they say, I've been in a trading game for a while, or, I want to learn how to trade, but I just don't have the time availability. And, I go back and I go, but one, do you want it enough? Because you will always make the time if you want it enough. If it means getting up early, staying up later. But on top of that, it's about making sure that you dedicate that time at the same time every single day, using the same tools, using the same system. Because, I've known traders that they one day they wake up and they'll start trading at 7. The next day they wake up and they don't trade at all and they start trading at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the next day they have a full day and then they think, oh, you know what, I'll trade at 7 o'clock at night. The whole system, even from the get-go, just from when you're trading, is inconsistent. And when you're inconsistent, you can't expect consistent results. If you dedicate 45 minutes, an hour, consistently every single day, blocked out of your time specifically for trading, that has no interruptions, just your full focus, absolutely anything can work if you're consistent in executing it. I really, really believe that. It's not about the strategy. It's actually about your input. If you do it at the same time every single day using the same process, even in a month's time, you can follow that process. Even in a month's time, you might be consistently losing money. And people will think, well, why is that of any benefit? Why is that good? Well, we can clap back and say, if you're consistently losing money within a month, the key word is consistently. You're then able to measure why you're losing. You're then able to measure what's going wrong or what's going right, and do less of the stuff that's going wrong and do more of the stuff that's actually good for you. What matters is the consistency to then fix the problem. A lot of people don't have that consistency and therefore they can't fix the problem in the first place. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, and do you know what, I think, see, consistency is doing, which is like the thing that people don't really want. What people want is the result. I've had many of these types of conversations, and the focus is, man, I just need to hit my 10% and hit my 5% and pass my challenge and get paid. And I hear this very commonly, and a lot of the time, all people are focused on is the result, and the result is ultimately what we all want. If somebody just said to you, here's 20 grand and you don't have to work this month, everybody would take that. Like, as much as we love trading, reality is like, we would take the money, because ultimately that's what we all want. So it's like getting yourself in a place mentally where doing the process is not something painful. So I can understand. I really get it. I get why people are, and I think that's why we can help people, because when we coach people, because I really do get it. I've been through all those phases, and I think everybody's got bills to pay, struggles. Some people have spent thousands and thousands on losing trades or on education and whatever, and they haven't got the result that they want yet. But it is a test. It's a test. But if you get yourself in a place of, that is just part of the process, but it's about who you want to be as a human, what you want to do in life, and getting really clear on that vision. And I was saying to somebody, I went today even, that one of the things that I'm going to give you this as a tip to do, and it's going to be your 2026 tip to do every day. What I've done, it's good for you, Dan, as well, probably. I've recorded 2 voice memos, one for my morning and one for my night, in my voice, about who I am for the day, and who I'm aiming to be tomorrow. So it might include things like, I'm a leader, I'm a fun dad, I'm a disciplined trader, I make a difference. things that resonate with you. Every morning, I put it on as the first thing that I do. And it's like you can put it as on your home screen, so it's there. And I've named it morning routine. I wake up, and that's the first thing that I listen to before I can look at the markets, before I look at anything else. And I listen to that, and then I get myself ready and prepped with the rest of my day. And it's like 3-4 minutes long, and my night one is like 6 or 7 minutes long. You can make it as long. You can put affirmations, whatever you want to do. But it's just a little reminder about who you are, because when you've got all this noise coming in, I've had a bad day, or somebody's annoyed me and I'm angry and my trading's not going well, and all these other things that are going on for you, it's really hard to generate that yourself. So sometimes just building that habit of like brushing your teeth, it's a little bit of a habit. The first time, you probably don't brush them every day until you get used to it. And then it's like, you feel like you have to brush your teeth every morning and every night. So it's like that. And it's just become a habit. And if you do it for, good sort of 10, 20, 30 days, it will just be what you do every day. So that together with like exercise, which is another really good thing. If you do 10, 15 minutes of exercise in the morning, before you do anything else, you just set yourself up to win. And then with that person, with that energy, then everything else becomes simple. So executing your trades and going through the process and doing the right things and going, being whoever you said you are in the morning and reminding yourself of who you are. And if you want to be very specific with your trade, I have a mixture of things, because I'm pretty, let's say 99%, my trading is okay, disciplined, and I can just put a few high level things and that's enough. But for somebody who's not there yet, you could put more trading related things. So I always follow my plan. My risk management is on point. Keeping good risk management keeps me alive in my trading and brings prosperity, or give me, builds wealth for me and my family, or just something that really inspires you, and make it more trading focused until you really nail it every day. And I think it will really help you. So if you're inconsistent, because the thing is like what Dan said is true. Like if it's not necessarily about the system. Like it's about being consistent. But the problem is that everybody knows that you have to be consistent, but not everybody does it. In fact, I'll probably say maybe 5-10% of people do it. And probably those 5-10% of people are doing something different to everybody else. There's a reason why they're doing it. And, you have to put good habits, and you're going to make the new year the time to do it. Start from now, but like really, really progress that in the new year. And if you can build yourself up, your trading will come with it. It's just natural, like they're not separate entities. Like you are bringing yourself to your trading. And if you're bringing a tired, stressed out self, there's no way you're going to be consistent. There's no way you're going to wake up at 5 when you've had 3 losing trades in a row. And that's the key thing. So hopefully that helps a few people.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We do have a trading related question here, and it's relevant to what's going on right this second.
Okay.
Would you expect pound weakness with the interest rate remaining the same?
It's to do with sentiment, really. It's what's been priced in. I'll be honest, I haven't been I'm just having a little look at it. Let's bring in cable anyway. So it's never the it's what's been priced in, and it's to do with expectancy in general. Obviously, like if rates drop, then the currency weakens and vice versa. But that's just like, but in the short term, it's like, what is the expectancy versus what's happened. And then normally, yeah.
For the benefit of everyone here, what do you mean by it's priced in? If it's priced in, what do you mean by that?
So let's say, for example, everybody was expecting like a 25 basis point cut in the dollar. So if everybody's expecting it, that expectancy is being reflected in its current price. So if there's a surprise that didn't cut rates or they cut it by more, that's unexpected. So like if everyone knows there's a 25 basis point cut coming and we're all expecting it and we're pricing that in, so we've sold the dollar expecting that to happen, then when the news is going to get announced, that has already been reflected in its current price. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
So then it's like, okay, well then what can be different? Well, number one, a different outcome to what's expected, no cut or a greater cut than expected. Or two, the other thing that creates volatility is what's going to happen in the future. And that comes normally from the statement that's released afterwards, where they give you clues as to, right, this is what we've done now, but this is what we're going to likely do depending on these factors, maybe the labor market, job market, whatever it is. So you have to listen to those things, because if they give you clues like, depending on the job numbers or depending on the labor market or depending on GDP, we'll consider, whether we'll continue with this, decision or we'll continue cutting rates, for example. And then the next numbers that come out are very important then, because so if it's like, okay, if labor market's good, great, we'll cut, and vice versa. So when those things are there, those numbers become really important, that you have to be aware of that, because that's almost telling us whether the rate is going to be cut or not. So it is quite complex to try and predict based on these factors. That's why our recommendation has always been, or my recommendation has always been, definitely be aware of what's going on, definitely have a thesis, definitely have a macro understanding, but don't base all your trading decisions on that. That's why we prefer technical, because that tells you the truth. The charts, what's the saying that they say, women lie, something lies, I don't know, charts don't lie. Well, I've heard it a few times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was delivered in a much better way.
But yeah, the reality is the charts don't lie. Everything is there. All the information is there. We can see it. So that's the thing. So that's why, I think for consistency, we use charts. That way we can all see the same thing. It doesn't come down to opinion. But good question.
Yeah, really good question. And I'm exactly the same. I kind of go by the rule of your technical analysis is your short-term direction, and your fundamental is more your long-term. And I think as traders, a lot of people are drawn to, and it's a good way to make a good return on your account. It's about, focusing on what opportunities are presenting themselves right now. What is happening with the market right now? How is the market moving right now? Where are my areas of interest or my key levels right now? Because they're the opportunities that, funnily enough, will potentially make you a return right now. The fundamentals take longer to play out, and you're not just trading the fundamentals. You're trading people's opinion on those fundamentals, especially in the short term. You see it time and time again. Um, I have quite a, people can agree or disagree with it, but I did an economics for business degree, now probably, like, funnily enough, about 10 years ago, which is absolutely crazy to me. And as a part of that, we obviously covered interest rates and the importance of an interest rate and how that can potentially affect financial markets, or just the economy in general. And interest rates themselves, I find, and this is a personal opinion, are quite contradictory on a impact it can have on an economy. Because here's an example: the interest rate for pound has just gone down. It's gone from 4% to 3.75%, right? That means two things. You think about it from a business point of view, or you think about it from a consumer point of view. From a consumer point of view, interest rates are going down. People are less likely to try and save money. People are more likely to now go out and spend and essentially stimulate the economy. That's why the Bank of England cuts interest rates, to stimulate the economy, right? Which is great. So you think, right, a cut in interest rates is good. It's a big thumbs up. But on the same note, a cut in interest rates means you're going to attract less foreign investment. There's going to be less amount of businesses or foreign business or foreign investors investing their money in the pound, because they're going to be getting a lower percentage rate on their return now. So there's always that difference. And you think, well, rather than trying to predict whether a cut in interest rates is going to move the market up or move the market down, I don't necessarily. I personally think it's not the most efficient way to make a good return on the trades that you're making. Making a good return on your trades is based off of trading the obvious, trading what you see, understanding how the market actually moves, and having the ability to actually execute something that you're seeing rather than executing it purely based on prediction. Does that make sense? It's all about, like, trading the probability, not the prediction, and that's where a lot of people get caught up in. I think I had a quite in detailed, or kind of more of a rant to Mitch in one of the coaching groups this morning, and we had exactly this conversation. But it's, do you see where I'm coming from? It's,
Yeah,
it can be to and fro. I know people that do make good money from understanding the fundamentals, but personally, I don't think it's the be all and end all. It's about probability. If you understand the probability, gather all your evidence and invest your money in those high probability areas, do that consistently, you'll make a return.
Yeah, I think if you're taking a really big long-term macro view, then yes, like that, it has an impact. But when for what we do, short-term trading, it's more about the noise that it creates more than anything else, and that's how we look at it. Like, when you're looking at higher time frames and you're looking at trends, yes, it can have an impact. But as you know, I've never been massive on fundamentals, and I've done okay for myself. So, like, I think the key thing for me is, like, if you want to trade successfully, is about simple, repeatable systems that you understand, that you can implement, the same word that we've used before, consistently every day.
Yeah.
And if you've got that, you don't need much else. Like, everything else is just overkill. And you can sound intelligent, you can have all this knowledge, but ultimately there's only one thing that we want to do, and it's what we said before, which is you want to make money. And it's not about how much information you understand about whether something should go up or should go down. Ultimately, it's a perfect example. I mean, rates get cut, goes up, but that's also because it's come down before the number. So you know, it's almost unpredictable what it will do there. Like, but that's not where the edge is. The edge is now. Like, okay, that's done now. That's out of the way. Let's figure out if there's a place where we can find a trade. So, Mitch is scarred or scared. I think he's scared. Mitch is scared of you, mate.
Yeah. Because
mate, if he's bullying you, mate, we have an HR department for that.
Do we?
Yeah, it's a secret one.
Yeah. Well, one that is solely controlled by Andy.
Yeah. We don't tolerate bullying, Mitch. So please don't be scared. Please reach out. If someone in my team has been bullying you.
Hey, look.
What's your name? They've got one teeth missing.
Hey, look. I cannot control how you feel, Mitch. So I'm sorry that you feel that way. How does that sound? Is that better? No, and to be fair, I think actually it's the other way around. I think Mitch could be bullying me. You know, he's made a lot of memes about me over the last 10 weeks. The last 10 weeks, he's made a lot of memes about me, Andy, publicly. To hundreds of people. Yeah.
Oh. Any toothless ones?
No, I still haven't shown it.
Yeah, but the memes that he creates, I think he can use his imagination.
Well, mind you, I don't think anything's stopping from like the hyper realistic AI and all that now. It's getting scary.
If you want to do those kind of things, apparently Gemini is better than ChatGPT for creating images.
There's there's an even better one. It's called Nano Banana.
Yeah, that's part of Gemini.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I've tried it. It's pretty good actually.
Yeah, it's unreal. Really good. I don't.
Hold on.
Oh God.
Dan, the scary, bullying, toothless pirate.
That's another one to add to the list.
That is a great one. Very true. I'm with you on that one, Paul.
This is bullying.
I'm looking forward to this one, Mitch. Please share it. We can send it out. We have about 16,000 people on our email list, mate. If it's a good one, I'll be happy to send
it out to everybody.
Like a digital Christmas card.
Yeah.
Oh God. Right. So everybody, don't forget to put raffle in the comments so we can make a note of your name. Raffle is on Monday, 12 o'clock. We'll announce the prizes then. And you've got one more tomorrow. That's going to be Dan. Dan, you're going to run that one tomorrow. So, I'll be back with you guys on Monday for the raffle.
Yeah. Fantastic. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much for joining as always. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you comment raffle in the Facebook group, not here, in the Facebook group, because then we can tally it all up. Unfortunately, we can't go back onto these comments and note you down as a ticket holder. So you need to go into the Facebook group, go onto the live video, and put raffle there for us, please, and then you'll be eligible for an additional ticket. Again, have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. We'll drop an email out for anybody who wants to register for that live event. In order to claim your prize, you have to be there or be square. But have a great day, guys. Thank you for coming. Thanks for your time, Andy, and we'll speak to you later.
Speak soon. Bye-bye, everyone.